Marion County deputies arrested a teenager this week for allegedly exploiting younger kids online.
The biggest problem the Roblox community faces that nobody talks about is the rise of disgusting avatars. We all know they
Around
exist,
39
we've all
million
seen
children
them,
play
but
Roblox every day, but they're being
they
preyed
all
on
are.
by illegal casinos like Bloxmove.
The CEO of Roblox wants adults to use the game for gaming. That idea is so outlandish, it sounds like a sick joke.
Let's go back to when it all started. When I was little, I used to go to an after-school care program, and I remember them having rows of computers in every classroom. One day I saw these kids playing this weird-looking blocky game that seemed pretty fun. I went over to one of the computers and I typed in the website address, I clicked play, and I immediately fell in love. Okay, that's too far. Now this is what I remember. I don't know about you guys, but back when I started to play Roblox, everything was different. The old website design was very bare bones, and the logo was a weird looking R with this red outline. The most nostalgic part was the sign-up screen. It was this red roller coaster with just the Roblox logo on top of it. Now, the current site is somewhat the same, except they completely changed the logo. Just like every other company out there, Roblox changed into this minimalistic design. But honestly, I have no idea where we ended up with this current logo. It's like a blue Cheez-It. It doesn't even have the R. But let's talk about the games. When I was little, Roblox basically ran on anything that had a screen. I was used to these slow websites that had flash games that would just bombard me with pop-up ads. And I don't remember having any issues running the game, especially on those old computers. I wish I could say the same for these flash game websites.
Wow, it's just like real life, man. What the?
Now, I don't want to say that the older Roblox games were better in quality, but they were definitely more creative than the current ones. I think Roblox is pretty dry right now, because every game is just a copy and paste of whatever's trending. There's like 1,000 anime fighting games where you grind for hours on end just to level up once. And the meme brain rot games that just die within a week. Most of the popular games back then felt unique. Some of these old games are actually still up and still hold some of that old Roblox charm. I think a big part that helped kids play Roblox so easily was its accessibility. Before companies sold your private info for millions of dollars, a lot of them offered a guest feature. This allowed you to access the game without needing to sign up, and as a small dumb child that didn't have an email or even know how to make one, I stayed away from websites like that. But Roblox was one of these websites. Since I wasn't required to even make an account, I could just click play and immediately dive into any game. Too bad this feature has been removed and long forgotten, and now it's used for like weird Roblox creepypastas. Speaking about long forgotten features,
it's time for the moment you've been waiting for. Preparing the Krabby Patty.
back then, Roblox had this feature that lets you gain points called ticks. You could use these ticks to buy stuff from the Roblox catalog instead of spending money on Robux. There was 2 ways of getting ticks. One, you would get as a daily login bonus. The second would be by joining games. The reason they removed ticks is kind of complicated. The biggest problem being that people would use bots to get ticks. Then they would be able to convert these ticks to Robux. This led to Roblox removing this conversion feature and also led to ticks losing its value entirely. And then Roblox just removed the feature altogether. But honestly, I have no clue why they would remove this feature. Can't even think of one idea. Anyways, what always brought me back to Roblox were the games. Any game that I wanted to play was right there at my disposal. I could work at a pizza restaurant, or beat a giant parkour map, or survive natural disasters, play murder mystery, or even turn myself into a cake. Mostly my favorite games were the tycoon games, and I still play them from time to time. These games all sound very simple or even stupid, but they were fun. The atmosphere was just different back then. It wasn't trying to be this visually appealing thing, it was just itself. The style of Roblox has changed pretty drastically. Before, it was just this blocky game with very little animation and funny sounds. And I think that's what plays a pretty big role on people's nostalgia. Like, this was Roblox. It's what gave Roblox its whole charm in the first place. But now, it's completely different. With the introduction of a new engine, it led to more complex development for animations and character models, which killed the charm it had in the past. I mean, people can literally be anything in Roblox. There's no point in having some blocky character when you can just be Garfield. Roblox now reminds me more of VR chat than anything else. And trust me, that's not something you want to be compared to. You know, things change, and whether they're good or bad, it has to happen. I don't know if it was the simplicity of each game, or maybe it was the variety, and how each game had its own little world that made me so immersed. Maybe it was the multiplayer and how I can play with friends and classmates. Roblox to me seemed like there was an infinite number of games that I can choose and explore from. I can never forget the iconic sound effects or the games that I would always go back to. I think the best part of Roblox was it was just simple. It wasn't the greatest shooter, or greatest open world, or even the greatest game of all time. It was just an experience. A place where people built worlds for others to explore, a place where you could be anything and do anything. I think now with games, we tend to look for the best looking, the best story, or the best gameplay. But I think what we're really looking for is something simple. Just because it isn't the best doesn't mean it can't be great.